The final stop on our tour through the Old Southwest may be the oldest continuously inhabited city in the U.S., Tucson, Arizona. Tucson today is a vibrant, fast-growing metropolitan area ringed by the rugged mountains and deserts of southern Arizona. But in the shadow of the downtown skyscrapers, centuries of history lie mostly buried beneath a neighborhood known as El Presidio. El Presidio means the fort. It refers to the 12-acre walled enclosure built here in 1775 to protect the Spanish colonists from hostile Apaches. The original Presidio included a chapel, cemetery, stables, and quarters for officers, soldiers, and settlers. The 12-foot-high walls were torn down long ago, but this black granite strip outside the Pima County Courthouse shows you exactly where the wall's foundations lie, 8 feet below the ground. El Presidio is also the name of a delightful bed and breakfast that you might use as the headquarters for a visit here. Built in 1886 after the coming of the railroad to Tucson, this Victorian home represents just one of a wide variety of architectural styles in the Presidio Historic District, ranging from Spanish colonial to prairie style. Other sites of historic interest in the Presidio District include this monument near City Hall to the Jesuit missionary who first colonized the area for Spain in 1691. In addition to the Holy Catholic faith, Father Eusebio Kino brought cattle, horses, and crops to the place the natives call Chatuxchon, a name the Spanish took up as Tucson. But Father Kino's most impressive memorial can be found 15 miles southwest of town. That monument is not a statue or a plaque, but the mission San Javier del Bac, which he founded in 1692. Today, the church welcomes thousands of visitors each year. It's considered the finest standing example of mission architecture anywhere in the United States. Dr. Jim Griffith says the present magnificent structure went up about a century after Father Kino's arrival. And until recently, the name of the architect remained a mystery.
Contemporary thinking says that it probably was a Spanish architect named Ignacio Gaona, and he was working in the mainstream of the colonial Spanish Baroque, and that's where you get this wonderful, detailed, three-tiered facade with all the stuff going on it.
One unique aspect of the mission's design is the colorful interior. Virtually every surface in the church is brightly painted.
Well, it painted everything. If it wasn't moving, it got painted. And the reason is that in urban Mexico, there would have been oil paintings and tiles. We're up on the frontier. They didn't have those things, so they painted them on. And some of the paintings have painted frames around them and painted ribbons hanging them from painted nails.
Unfortunately, San Javier del Bac was not always so lovingly cared for through its life. After Mexican independence from Spain, the Mexican government expelled all Spanish priests in 1827, and San Javier was abandoned. Tradition has it that many of the portable items and statues were taken by the Indians into their homes for safekeeping. Birds took up nesting in Christ's crown of thorns. After southern Arizona became U.S. territory almost 30 years later, Tucson became part of Bishop Lammy's diocese headquartered in Santa Fe.
Under the bishop's attention, things really started picking up here. Priests visited San Javier more frequently, and sisters built a school out here, or started a school in this building right here, which incidentally is the 1750s edition of San Javier, picked up, moved around the corner, and reassembled brick by brick, stick by stick.
Still, time had taken its toll on San Javier del Bac. The dilapidated old mission would have to be either saved or eventually demolished. Luckily, in 1900, Del Bac became the responsibility of Bishop Henry Grandjean, who made it his mission to save this mission. He threw himself into repairing and restoring the historic compound using his own money and often working side by side with the laborers. By 1907, this luminous treasure had been restored to its former glory. This beautiful new archway would become known as Grandjean's Gate. And with a new coat of whitewash, Mission San Javier del Bac would become known as the White Dove of the Desert. Tracing this route through Southwest history takes about 4 days. Las Vegas, New Mexico, 2 hours east of Santa Fe, offers Civil War history at Fort Union. There are history demonstrations there in summer, and the Theodore Roosevelt Rough Riders Memorial and Museum is close by, a reminder of the Spanish-American War. The American Southwest is unique. Like a cook stewing a pot of chili, the forces of history have blended influences of Native American, Spanish, and eventually Yankee culture. After 3 centuries of simmering, the spicy, flavorful result is right here, ready for you to enjoy. I'm Bill Boggs. Thanks for joining me on Historic Traveler.